A lot of people were asking once that scene happened, is Grey gonna be saved? Now they gave us a chapter that I think not even I saw coming. Okay, maybe a lot of people said, oh, this is definitely going to happen. However, we saw some more scenes that actually made this a little bit more than it was just Grey who got the saving hand. Because yes, Grey was saved. However, one new sacrifice had to be sacrificed. Of course, it's not certain if that person is also dead. However, Fairytale chapter 335. We see many heroes. Well, of course, the cover. That's damn sexy. It's a nude Ultear holding a crystal ball. Well, back to serious matters. We see that many heroes beside Grey was also attacked, like Bacchus, Droy, and Romeo's dad, who I forgot. And elsewhere, and we also see the friends who mourn Grey, but Juvia is not going ape shit like many people thought she would. But Ultear is sitting on her knees and wondering how she could go back time. And she remember that her life was cursed and that she did see people that stole her lives, but Grey gave her a chance to live as a person. She then, but she mentions she's still just a witch who keep people without second thoughts. Then we go back to her a little bit more teenage years, and I gotta say, even then she looked beautiful. Her ponytails are just adorable. I wonder how old she is there. 12? Well, anyway, Master Hades and her was saying something about the Ultear found a magic that actually could make her return to her lost happiness. It's called Last Ages, but whoever using that, it can... Sorry, I have to read a little bit more sometimes that I speak. Using that magic will rewind time and start over. However, doing that will also steal the life of the one who is rewinding that. Or, according to this dialogue, it almost sounds like it will also steal the time of everyone who has experienced it. Sorry, I had to read what he's saying. When the user brings back time, it steals all of their time. No, in other words, their life. The world might recover its time, but the user's time will be lost. Is that the world you long for? Well, depending on this chapter, I gotta say, only the user dies. She prepares to use that because she has nothing less to lose. And her body crumbles, well, not crumbles, but it looks painful as she tries to rewind time. And then when she does, she has a serious burn scars, and she looks at time and it's seen has only been drawing back 1 minute. She then collapses or dies in despair, knowing she couldn't save anyone. However, sometimes in one world, or at least in this one world, and as I prefer to say poetic, 1 minute is more than enough for people to do a new choice. Or more likely, if people had 1 minute to go back and change their actions, then the world will forever be changed, and this is the truth. Grey did not die in... 1 minute ago, Grey did not die, and the effects of that magic is everybody experience the future that was going to happen. So in that way they could do a counterattack. Prepare themselves. With help of Leon and Grey, they managed to block the night, so Grey survives. Droy also gets saved somehow because they saw he died, as was Romeo's father and also Bacchus, who also was supposed to die. So in other words, 1 minute was more than enough for humanity to do a counterattack. And even Gajiel could hit a dragon because he was able to see its movement. So in other words, this chapter actually ended with a pretty awesome line. I have to read it, I'm afraid. That minute became the start of humanity's counterattack. The time of life used by Ultear, her noble sacrifice could lead to a luminous future. In other words, this was awesome. Okay, I am a member of manga place where you post your theories and whatnot. And I once said, depending if Grey would be saved or not, people will get mad. So now I'm asking you, did you dislike this solution? I think it actually was good. And not only because Grey's life was saved, because many other also died. Of course, some worthless people. I mean that Romeo dad, and well, I have nothing against Bacchus, and I hate Troy, so of course their lives I could live without. But actually it was a little bit more of an emotional scene to see that they survived, and it wasn't just Grey who died. But it was also sad because we may just have said goodbye to Ultear. And if I am to pick, I think it's most that sounds a little more likely of a death. Because from its previous manga Rave, another time magician who actually looks a lot like Jalal and was named Siegfried, he also sacrificed his life. Well, not technically, not in this way, but... And that was a very sad scene, but he was also, yeah, it makes sense. Of course, it's not said yet if Ultear is dead. Knowing one fairy tale, she's probably not. But then again, if she really is dead, then it's sad. But at the same time, that was a noble sacrifice, so it's good enough. I like this chapter, mostly because I like the solution. But then again, what did you think? Did you think this was cheesy? Did you think it was useless? And the people who were saved, did you enjoy them being saved? Knowing their popularity, probably not, right? But I have nothing against this one. And I mean it. So, I'll see you in the next video.